is to have the kind of team that nobody wants to play. And that means that we have to impose our will to dominate the competition all the time.
It's all about what does it take to break you.
Roll Tide, roll, baby. What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's going on with you, brother? Nothing much,
Not
bro.
much, man. Not much. Ready to talk about some of these. We got some keys to the Alabama offense and defense this week, and we're gonna talk about some good old college football. There's some good games played this week,
Right.
and we're gonna talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
But first of all, I want to shout out to everybody in the chat: William Bryant, Lorenzo Anderson, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Van Thor Edwards, you gonna drop that hammer on down on you. What's going on? Jeff Stapleton, what's going on? Roll Tide to everybody. Roll Tide to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But so, like I said, the main thing we're gonna talk about, Mr. Moore, what's going on? What's going on? Oh, from Tuskegee okay. Roll Tide Road from Tuskegee in Atlanta. I hear you, dog. I'm right down the street from you from in PC, big dog. So we're gonna talk about some of these keys to the game for Alabama offense and Alabama defense. And I got a list for both of them. So you can disagree, agree, and add something to it if you feel.
All right.
But we're gonna start this thing off. Keys to the offense.
Mm-hmm.
Keep the momentum going from last week. Hey, we ended the second half of the game last week. We ended in a good high note.
Right.
And we got us out there and start this way against Mississippi State.
Right. I agree 100%, man. I think we need to go in there and that same momentum we had the second half, take it. I needed all 4 quarters, you know. I need that I want to see a full 4 quarters worth of play, right? So the stall drives, because we're moving the ball. They move the ball, right? So I want to see them guys get down and, move the ball and put some points on the board other than some, field goals. I mean, I would take a field goal, but I want to see them punch it in the end zone.
Yeah,
if we're on the 1 yard line, get under center.
Please do. And you know what? After last week, I do not think that will be an issue. I think we have cleared that up.
I agree.
Louisville and NC State playing on ESPN 0-0.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, who you got in that game? I got Louisville, bro.
I got Louisville putting it out, man. I can't give you a score prediction. I see Louisville winning at least by 10 points.
Facts. But let's get back to it. Behind enemy lines. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm from Phoenix City, bro. But number 2 for keys to the offense for Alabama, establish the running game early and wear down state D-line throughout the game. Yes,
sir, brother. Pound and ground. We got to get that going. We got to get that run game going from the jump, man. That's key, for lack of other term.
Yeah.
That's key, man. We need to get that going from the jump, man. Whether it be McClellan, whether it be William or Miller or whoever, all of them could be in the mix.
Yeah,
we got to get that running, man. That running game going.
Because 2 weeks in a row, Roydell had a big week, and last week Jason McClellan had a big week.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to keep that going with consistency. Right. We want this run game to naturally open up the pass game. Not just having to just force it because nothing's working.
Right.
Let this run game work to our favor.
Right.
And also with the run game, Jalen, if you see it, bro, take it. Take it. If you see it, take it.
Go. Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah. Don't try to prove to everybody that you're a pocket passer. Listen, man, if you see it, hit it. Whatever, get those positive yards, and we'll move on to the next down and keep it going. But if you see it, man, take it. Don't be scared to. Don't worry about whatever everybody's saying. He's going to run. Yep. If it's there, take it.
In the end, we all going to be happy.
Right.
The team knows what it tastes like to win. They also know we can't lose again. That's facts.
Right.
That's facts. That definitely has to be the momentum ahead to each and every game now.
Right.
knowing we can't lose again. But number 3, for keys to the offense, take deep shots to our wide receivers because the state or Mississippi State DBs and safeties have been being burned the past 2 games. We need to take advantage of that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, bro. You said a mouthful with that one. Exactly, man. We got Buns, man. Maybe put Prentice in there. I'm not sure. I haven't saw much of Prentice lately, but those guys are speedsters. So
Yeah.
get them out there, man. And also Burton, man, he's been open a lot, man. So
Man,
listen, I was rough on Burton.
Me too.
I'm the first to say it. I was rough on him from how he played last season. But listen, that man to turn around 100%, man. So I have to take my hat off to him. And I don't think we're doing him due justice. So get that man the ball, man. Let him do what he do. So
And
go ahead.
I gotta agree with you. I was just about to say that I was hard on Burton this all season.
Right.
But you know what? Burton he coming through early, man. He coming through. He playing like he want to be one of the leaders, like he one of the leaders on the team.
Right,
man.
right.
This is what I knew he had it in him, but just because I know something and you ain't showing me something, that's like your kid. I know you can do it, but when you ain't doing it, it's like, okay, shit, stop talking and do it then.
Stop talking and do it.
He just stopped talking and he doing it.
Right.
He doing it. So one thing about this receiving game, Bun, we gotta get him back in the mix heavy.
Right.
Burton, we seen hell. I don't know whose position he done took, but I feel like somebody done got bumped. But where in the hell is Malik Benson?
Man, I don't know where Benson is, man. And I had such high hopes for this guy. We heard such great things, and it's just he haven't really, developed or been thrown in the mix. And I'm not sure why. I don't know why. Great question.
Yeah, that's wild to me, man. That's wild to me. So let's go with number 4. The offensive line needs to create much needed chemistry this week and block as a unit.
Bro, listen, that was number 1 in my head.
Yes, man. Offensive line.
That offensive line has got to create holes for the running back. Because in order to get that run game going, we need them guys to, create some holes, man, for those guys to run. So pass blocking, rim blocking has to be on point this game. Not just this game, from here on out. But yeah, that's the key, man. They have to have chemistry, be a one accord, and so we can do this thing, man.
Okay. I agree. Offensive line. We just talked about this every week.
Right.
Second half, adjustments were made.
They
got better. They got better.
Not better, man.
But please continue the process.
I need them on the first half as well. I need them in quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4.
And if we go 5, we need you for that one too.
Right. Come on now. We hoping, we praying you guys get together, man. So
Van said he highlighted 3 players: Blackshire, Burton, and Downs. So far, I love what I seen. Hey, I agree, man. I agree. Kendrick Blackshire, I'm proud of this kid right now.
Me too, man.
This boy, this guy that came out here and grind, bro.
Right.
He came out here and grind. He ain't letting all these linebackers depth killing his spirit. He know he got it in him. And it's one of the things, I guess, I ain't never hear him talking, but it's one of the things he putting up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He putting up.
He seemed to be a quiet dude. You don't hear much from him, but like I said last week, man, when him and I can't think of his
Jahai
name.
Campbell.
Campbell, yes, Lord. And him and Campbell was in. Man, that was a nice tandem, bro. That was a nice tandem. And I understand that people say that, maybe he don't have the hip work that he needs to be the, to be the man or whatever, but I know he will lay the boom on you. I know that. Every time that man get in the game, there's some tackles being made. So hey, that's my guy, bro. I've been hounding him since he came out of high school. So
yes, sir. Peanut Roll Time, what's up? Justin Sumlin, what's up? Stephen Hicks, what's going on?
yeah.
And William Bryant, too. William Bryant, what's going on? So, another one. This is number 5. This last one, final one from my offensive line. I mean, not offensive line, but offense.
Mm-hmm.
Use the tight ends more. Use the tight ends more often in the game. Oots, Amari Black, C.J. Dupree are very capable of getting needed yards and taking those catches to the house.
To the house. And we know Black here because he did it several times. So get them, get those guys in the game, man, and let them do what they do. It's been proven by Black and Dupree. They got great hands, man, and they're open. Get them guys the ball.
Because as well, just like tight end, the run game can get them safeties to come up. If you hit them tight ends and them short intermediate routes,
you're gonna bring it.
And the whole go up, them safeties gonna come up. And guess what?
Yep.
The top gonna be wide open.
Yep.
Hey Van, I'm gonna ask you this. You can put yes or no in the comments. Do you want to come on? And I'll drop the link in the chat if you want to come on.
I got one more to add to the offense. And that's and we've been talking about this for the last 4 weeks, the 4 games that we done had. I need the center and the quarterback to get some kind of chemistry with these crazy snaps going on. And we know it's going to be kind of difficult come tomorrow because those cowbells will be ringing. They will be ringing those things. So I don't know, how they simulated it at practice, maybe through the speakers. They may have to go silent count here or there, but I need them guys to get on one accord because those bad snaps are killing us, man.
Yes, sir. They are, man.
And with that being said, also, those holding penalties, please. Please.
Let the man go.
Let him go, man.
Especially when we get out there outside in the wide receiver still.
Yes.
Let it go, man. Let it be.
Let him go.
Get tackled, let him get tackled, bro.
Right. Right. Man, 2 minute touchdowns have been taken off the board because of holding penalties. So
I mean, like with that being said, minus those penalties, we in a whole different situation as
we
our team. We in a whole different situation, bro.
Right. People like to throw those 2 interceptions that in the Texas game, but if we throw those 2 penalties that took back 2 touchdowns in that Texas game, we win that game still.
That is facts.
Even with the interceptions.
That is facts.
So, you know what I'm saying? Those interceptions are costing us. Not saying that Miro's interception wasn't costly. They were. But
definitely hurt.
Shout out Nitra Raby. I see you.
Appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I just dropped that thing, baby. But yes, offense. Overall, I feel like last week was something that we building off of.
Right.
That just us Alabama fans, we are very optimistic at all times. Like we just get drawn through or because Trinity can throw us from here to there. And then we gonna come out by Alabama Crimson Tide. Gonna beat.
Listen, Saturday we pissed off. Monday we pissed off. Tuesday we coming around. Friday we know we can beat whoever in front of us.
Yep, exactly. That's how you know we fans, bro. We fans, bro.
Right.
Like you said, Saturday we saw what's going on, man.
What's going on, Nick Saban Jr.? Roll Tide and Rise Up.
Glad to have you.
What's up?
Man, this is my first time on here, man. I appreciate you having me.
Oh, yes, sir. I love to have you, bro. Hey, bro, I'm telling you, man. I tell Rise up all the time. I love your work, bro. Like in the off season, I was noticing the stuff you saying, but when it came to that first game and how you start calling out some players from Middle Tennessee, I said, "Oh yeah, he do his homework." Because normal fans don't really break it down like that. They don't really know what's going on the other side. When you start naming them defensive linemen from Middle Tennessee, I said he know what's going on.
You got to know your enemy, man.
That's facts.
That's true.
Facts.
That is true.
Plus, I have respect for them, man. You know, Middle Tennessee State, they're coaching the game a long time, and they had some great players. They have some great athletes on that line.
That is facts, bro. That is facts. So right now we're talking about the keys to the offense and defense, and now we're finna head over to the defense. And my number one key for the defense: keep the pressure on the quarterback, as it has been shown in the past 2 weeks. Must win the one-on-one battles. Keep the pressure on the quarterback, and we must win the one-on-one battles.
Right. So, and also, you know, with that being said, if we don't keep it on Mississippi State, you know, I know they're not the best team, but their quarterback is capable of making some you know, great passes and everything. So, you know, we keep the pressure on him, keep him off kilter, keep him frustrated and flustered, and you know, that's a must, man. And like the second half of last game and the second half of the game before we went to South Florida,
yeah,
we turned it on in the second half. I needed all 4 quarters, man. We needed all 4 quarters.
Facts.
What do you think about that, Van?
Oh, I agree with you 100%. I mean, Will Rogers is good enough to start for an SEC team at quarterback, so he scares me. Any SEC quarterback scares me. If you're good enough to make it to the SEC and start, you're good. And watching his tape over the years, man, he's an accurate thrower. He's got a good arm. He's a great decision maker. If his pocket's somewhat clean, he'll pick you apart.
He'll pick you apart. He sure will. And
so yeah, I mean, we definitely but yeah, we definitely got to keep pressure on him. If we don't, I mean, it's going to be a tough game. Of course, I think Alabama will win. I always pick us, but yeah, if we give him time, it's going to be a battle for sure.
Yes, sir. And know what I was saying about Will Rogers? Like, you know, this is last season, and you know, we look at NFL. They look at all these highlighted QBs. But if I'm a team and I really need somebody to sling the rock for me, I'm looking at Will Rogers. It's real quiet because it's Mississippi State, but you gotta look at what he's been doing his whole career. Like you said, this dude will pick you apart. Then he playing SEC football, so I know if I can get him on an NFL team, you gonna get him for the low. He's not gonna be a first, second, third rounder. You can get him for low, so you got a good chance of putting him on a good team with a good offensive line, and you got you a gem. Right. Yeah, I believe he'll end up being a steal.
I agree.
I agree. 100%.
I think somebody like the Steelers now can bring him in and let him sit a little while and let him learn. But I don't think their offensive coordinator is going to stay. And I ain't trying to derail your show. I know this ain't NFL talk.
No, that's cool.
But you know, you could bring him in. And I don't think Canada is going to be their coordinator much longer and learn under a new coordinator. And I think he could come in and not necessarily will you to win, but not make many mistakes and keep you in the ball game.
Right.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think highly of Will Rogers. I will say that. My second point for the defense is force Mississippi State to be one-dimensional by forcing them to throw the ball. And I agree with that. Like, that's one of my things that, like, when I thought of that, I was like, that's facts. Because even in the past when we played them, we got that was the air raid offense.
Right.
And with they no run game at all. But when we forced them to do that, now our DB Kool-Aid, they sent back there. Our DB, the Marco Helms at the time, they just sent back there ready to pick it off. And I believe that's the best thing against them. Make them one-dimensional. Take everything else that they're trying to do. And with this past game this year, Only guy I really see for real is a true threat is that dude Tulu Griffin.
Right.
We get clamps on him, it's gonna be a long day.
Right. I agree. Because like I said, their run game is not the best. You know, so we forced them to be pass heavy, and we got Downs back there. He looking to take some pick sixes in Malachi Moore. So I think them doing that will put us in a great position to get some turnovers on the defensive side. Get our defense off the field, get our offense back on the field, and work our magic. So,
Coach Dude said our secondary will be tested. Just being honest, I can see that though. Mm-hmm. They can scheme up in ways to try to, get the Caleb Downs or whatever. They'll pick on the true freshman. But honestly, I don't think he the guy you really want to pick on, even though he's young. I don't think he the guy you really want to pick on.
Right.
And what I've been seeing, man, after seeing last week, I don't know who you really want to pick on. I know you don't want to pick on Malachi Moore.
Right.
You better stop picking on Terrion Arnold because he gonna hurt your feelings. I know he has his ups and downs, but that's the part about playing that secondary, that cornerback position, man. Like we can talk crap on, but that got to be the hardest position on the field, bro.
It is, bro. That's a hard position, man, and people don't realize it.
Like think about trying to guard Tyreek Hill. Right. And I run a 4.5. Like, I'm just saying, if I ran a 4.5, I'm trying to guard Tyreek Hill.
Right.
Run backpedaling.
Right.
Man, that's crazy, bro.
Waddle. People like that. Let's go, bro. Let's go. I don't wish it on nobody.
What you got to say about that, man? What's your thoughts?
Well, first of all, I agree with you 100%. With our secondary, I think you got to pick your poison. Man, all four of those guys you mentioned are so talented. There's talent behind them. The depth's there. They just hadn't got tested necessarily.
Yep.
But, we may not have been happy this entire year with every single play, but the defense has showed up 9 times out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I'm with you. I mean, do you really want to pick on Downs? Man, that kid's a baller. He's wise beyond his years. He's a great athlete, and he's not scared. I seen him get chucked against South Florida. He got up, they come back out, and he was laying the wood again. He's not worried about it. And, Terrion Arnold, I got a good friend that hangs out in a lot of these chat rooms, Lucian. I don't know if y'all know him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He actually wished that we would try him out on kick and punt returns instead of Kool-Aid. He said he actually likes his athleticism better because he's a stick the foot in the ground and go kind of guy instead of dancing side to side as much. He's more physical. But, man, Terrion Arnold, it kind of reminds you remember Deion Blue?
Yeah.
Remember how Texas A&M kept testing him and kept testing him and kept testing, and you could see him getting better through the game, and he kept learning from it. And by mid-season, he wasn't the guy you wanted to pick on anymore.
Yep.
Like, he used that experience and got better, and I think Arnold's been doing that right now.
Yeah, so, I agree.
But I do agree with Coach Dude. They are going to test us. That's what they do the best is pass the ball. It's good for us, too, though. Because we need to see what we can do against a team that's going to throw 80-85% of a ball game.
Right. Eric D, what's going on, man? I appreciate you for tuning in. Mm-hmm. But my next point is Jahad Campbell's need to play well like he did last week. Big opportunity for him.
Yes, sir.
And it's crazy that, during the offseason, we was expecting him to be one of the starters.
Right.
But it just shows you the quality depth that we have at linebacker because I can't take nothing away from Tresman Marshall. Them guys that been playing linebacker, man, they've been playing linebacker as we've been wanting to see it the past couple of years from the Alabama linebackers. I will agree. I will say that, man.
Right. Yeah, there's been some solid linebacker play this particular season, and we're only 4 games in, 5 games tomorrow. So, and we were just talking about Blackshire. Like I said, with Jahad Campbell coming in, and then Marshall went out and got Blackshire coming in. That's a hell of a tandem, man. That's a hell of a team. duo there. I mean, as a whole, the linebacker core as a whole is very, very pleasing to me this season, just because of what we have witnessed the last couple of seasons. The linebacker play hasn't been, what we're used to as Alabama fans. Because we used to our linebackers bringing that heat. We bring the wood, man. And last couple of years we haven't been doing that. So it's just a pleasant surprise, man. I'm all for it. I'm ecstatic.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's the 5th game, so everybody's only getting better each game.
That's right.
Man, everybody knows how big of a Blackshire fan I am. The first time I seen that highlight tape when he was coming out of high school, I got so wound up, man. He was a raw version of a Ray Lewis to me. Mm-hmm. The way he was instinctual, and you can't teach that. I don't care who your coach is, you cannot teach instincts. And he's a guy that always finds his way to the ball.
Yep.
And his sheer will and power can cause disruptions. And man, between him and Lawson and Campbell and the rest of them, this may be the best depth at linebacker we've seen in quite a few years at Alabama.
Ooh.
And from game to game, they're improving.
Man, I don't care what nobody say. That man 37 years old. That man.
Hey, I remember seeing him in high school, and I was telling my son, I said, what if you go up and get somebody like this? I said, what this kid picking on you at school? I'm gonna tell you. I said, what the hell you want me to do? You better go apologize to his ass. That's what you better do.
Hey, man. I saw that dude in high school when he was like committing to Alabama. He committed. And I'm looking at that picture. I'm like, did they get this off the longest yard? This look like,
man.
Well, movie, man. This ain't real. This a high school kid. I don't
start yelling mean machine.
This dude just got out of prison. I don't care what nobody says.
Man, he's got that dog in him.
This man just did 5 to 10, man. I'm sorry. I don't care what y'all say.
The first thing I said, this man is a megazord. I thought that Power Rangers. I said, this dude is a megazord. This dude different. This dude is different, bro. I'm like, son, you better got to see what all his favorite snacks is, so we can go to the store tomorrow. Have him loaded, cause I can't do nothing for you, son. You gonna win some, you gonna lose some. And you keep messing with him, you gonna lose a lot.
Hey, that's real, man. I'm telling you, I remember guys like that in high school we'd play against, like Dre Kirkpatrick. That was a grown man. I was on defense, so I didn't have to go against him. But I felt bad for the guys on offense because, man, he was all over that field. He looked 3 times faster than anybody we had.
Listen, Van, I played against Courtney Upshaw in high school.
Ooh.
And when I tell you this dude ran through me like I was a little freaking, like I was a deer, and he was a 18-wheeler come downhill full speed, running from the cops. That dude flattened me. He flattened me, bro.
Hey, don't feel bad. That's Courtney Upshaw. He's one of my favorites, by the way. And I'm pretty sure he flattened most everybody. I seen him tattoo Ben Roethlisberger. You remember that play when he hit Ben Roethlisberger? Oh, my God.
Yes, sir.
Listen, I didn't play football in high school, so I didn't have to go up against nobody. But if I did, it would have been David Palmer. So I'm a little older than you guys.
Ooh. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Yeah. We played. You
wouldn't even been able to touch him on the field anyway.
Man, listen, dude. It looked like listen. First of all, the guy was playing both sides of the ball. Second, it looked like everybody else was standing still while he was running. That's just how. Listen, I'm serious, and I didn't know who David Palmer. He was going to Jackson Olin. I'm Central Tuscaloosa, right? And you might hear the names or whatever, but you don't really know. It's like whatever. And they come to Tuscaloosa to play this particular game, and we had a great team, man. I mean, we were always in the mix. Us, Robert E. Lee, Viger, school like that back then. And man, this dude was on the field, and everybody was like, "What is going on?" Because this dude is moving way faster than everybody else. it's like seriously, like our team was in slow motion, and he was on like 100. You know, he was just it was unreal. It was crazy.
That's
So
crazy.
Hey, same thing happened when we played against, I think it was North Jackson that Tanae Patrick was on. Man. They brought him in on one play. We was trying to block an extra point, and they put him out there on blocking. You know, he was a defensive player, and he was killing our guys all night. And they put him out there, and I was like, you just got to be honest with yourself. You know, you try to have that hero mentality, but I knew I can't do nothing with this man.
Hey, I just had those moments where you, like you say, you had a hero mentality, and you break down and you see this dude, you be like, "This is not gonna be good at all."
I can't imagine getting to watch David Palmer in high school. He's one of the first athletes I remember. You know, I was 3 or 4 when he played at Alabama when they won the national title in '92, and my dad, you know, was a diehard. He was a diehard, so he kept up with it. So I knew the names, but watching him, he is so underrated in Alabama history. It's pathetic. The man could play any position on the field. I mean, he was such an incredible athlete.
That's facts. That's facts. The deuce is loose. Let's go.
Right.
So let's continue this thing. Number 4, continue to play physical and tackle well in space, and don't let state extend plays, extend drives. That's facts, man. We can't let them guys. We got it went open field when you got them out field tackle, wrap up tackle. Don't try to do the hero tackle. The purpose of the thing is get them down. So
get him down, man.
Yep,
getting him down to the ground. Exactly. I agree, and also with that, keep everything in front of you as well.
Yes.
Keep everything in front of you, man. Don't let nothing get behind you. So I agree with you on that.
Hey, Coach Dude, I think you asked me a question about who's the starter. If Lawson is out, it'll be Campbell. But the next one, force turnovers and capitalize off the mistakes, if any, are made by state.
Yes.
We got to get in that quarterback phase, man. I want to see our defensive line. Hey, and I was proud of them guys. Tim Smith, them boys showed up last game.
They did, man.
Let's
they came to play, man. They came to play.
I've been highly critical of Tim Smith this year, man. And he showed up and showed out last weekend. I give the man all the props. I'm glad to see him show up and do it.
Been waiting on it, man. Like his time is now. It's now, and it's literally never, bro. Like so, he got to do it now.
Right.
I can be critical of guys sometimes, but it's not a personal thing. I believe in them so much, and I know what they're capable of, and I don't want to see them wasted, man. I want to see these guys go make money and, you know, build a legacy, you know, make that generational wealth. I want to see them at the next level, do something big, and I know what they're capable of, or Nick Saban wouldn't have gave them an offer. So I'm really glad to see him step up, and I think he'll improve as well. Sometimes that's the shot in the arm you need, man.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. And I think with a lot of Bama fans, I think that's what most of it. Like, we so critical, and even other fan bases of their teams, they're so critical, but it's because, you know, these dudes have what it takes to get there, and you just want to see them reach their full potential.
Right.
Yep. Comes from a place of love, man. You invest so much as a fan. You love the team. You love the players. You want to see them do well.
Right.
It's just like your kids. When your kids coming underperforming, you gonna be on them hard because you be like, look, you set the standard. Like, you set the standard. You showed me that you can do it. You know what I'm saying? So now I can't accept nothing less from you because I know you got it in you.
Right. And I think that'll help us from what we've seen the last quarter and a half against Ole Miss. They played at a different level. They played as a unit. They played high level. They took Ole Miss's game away, and their running back is one of the best in the country. And for them to take him away, make Ole Miss one-dimensional, and still be able to get to the quarterback and the DBs be able to do what they did, I'm telling you, man, Alabama can build off that.
Right.
And you just said something about Ole Miss running back, Quayshawn Judkins. I'm going to tell you when I stopped having nightmares about him, was Saturday after the game. That's one of my nightmares because I remember he was torching us last year, man, when we played them. That dude was running away his life, man.
Yep.
But I know he has been a little banged up too. And that might have had some, I'm guaranteed they got something to do with it. But we took him out of the equation. We had the Ole Miss offense last week, a Lane Kiffin offense, to 10 freaking points.
Yeah.
Number 3 in the in college and number 1 in the SEC. I think that says a lot about our defense right now, man.
Right. Because you even go back to.
I agree. I think Kevin Steele has kept everybody. He has taught these guys to keep everything in front of them, and you can see it. Like he was doing a lot of motion, a lot of things trying to pull this and show the man coverage and this and that and the other, and Alabama wasn't falling for it, man.
Yep.
Right.
And that was doing early. I noticed it early too.
Right, because if we go back for the last 2 years, 22, 21, even 20, it was a touch and go type situation, man. Because I go back to 2020, the COVID year, when we had the all SEC schedule, and we played Mississippi State. We won the game, but Mississippi State gave us everything. Not Mississippi State, excuse me. Ole Miss gave us everything we wanted that game, bro. They gave us everything. Listen. I'm gonna say this, and I'm being honest. I'm not being funny. If that was this year, we had that defense with this offense this year, we would have lost this game.
Yeah.
Because Matt Jones, we were just going back for back. We were going blow for blow. We score, they score. We score, they score. We score. Our defense finally held up and got a stop, and and the lane started going for on fourth and whatever, whatever the case may be. But man, they were giving it to us. So this defense has did a whole, turnaround. And
I'm gonna tell you honestly, that year I wasn't too fond of that defense. We just outscored everybody.
We outscored everybody
like crazy that year.
That's what it was. We outscored everybody. We were a scoring machine.
You talking about 2020
points a game or something like that. So.
Remember the SEC championship game against Florida?
Yes.
Sure do.
Yes. I remember that game.
John Metchie had the best hitter of the
Oh
game.
my God, dude.
Listen, I'm telling everybody.
I could have bit a piece of metal in half, dude. That game was tight.
Yes, it was. It was tight. And we were too damn good to be that damn tight, to be that close.
Yep.
In my humble opinion.
It made us. The tight end for the Falcons. What's his name? Rise up. Pitts.
Yep.
Yeah. We made him a first round pick in that game because man, he played us crazy.
Kyle Pitts and Kyle Travis out there just all over the place, bro. I'm just like, good Lord.
Hey, let me ask y'all this: When did y'all see the decline in Alabama defense? What coach was it when y'all started seeing it? When did it start happening?
To me, in my opinion, I started seeing it go down about 2017, maybe 2018. I when I see the decline start to happen. And it just got worse each year, But we were just so high powered as far as scoring, putting points on the board that we overlooked everything. I mean, you hear people talk about it, but we just overlooked it because we were winning games. But I'm gonna say, man, when Golden came in, really, I ain't being funny, but that's just.
Hey, for me, it was Tasha LaPoy. It was Tasha LaPoy. Then when I noticed, I'm like, these ain't the same defense. This one we got blowed out by Clemson.
Clemson?
Yep. But that year I started I said, this ain't the same. It don't feel the same. Then Tasha, he didn't hold on long, but when Pete Golden came in, I was like, oh, this really don't feel the same.
Yeah.
But we had Matt Jones.
We had Matt,
Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
Najee, we had them guys the
right.
be our savior that year for real.
Listen, man, our guys from about 17 to 22. I've never seen Alabama defense be out of play so much on defense. It Mr. Simons in the middle of the field is wide open. I'm like, why is it? Listen, wheel routes and tight end killed us, bro. They were killing us. We could not figure the wheel route out. We could not figure out how to close the center of that field. The tight end just be running wide open, just trotting down the field. Like
I'm talking about.
We in 3rd and 21. You know?
I'm talking about. We like the Waffle House, open 24/7 in the middle. Come in, get you some bacon, grits, eggs, whenever you feel like it, bro.
You
We
just
gonna
all-star platter, baby, all night long.
Matter of fact, y'all come cook yourself because we ain't gonna be there. But we open though.
Get a double order of them hash browns because they ain't gonna be smothered or covered because they
none, not at all, not at all.
Can we get you a good patty melt and double order hash brown?
I agree with you though. That Clemson game was the start. It was a slow demise. 2017, we had stars all over that field, and it translated because you see a lot of those guys still in the NFL today.
Yeah.
But the physicality wasn't the same. That fear you had of playing Alabama, where you knew it was going to be a long night, you better bring your lunch pail kind of thing, was starting to fade. And then by the time we got to the 2020s, you didn't look at Alabama's defense as this will win us the ball game anymore.
No. But here's the crazy part, right? We had the talent. We had all the talent in the world, right? And they couldn't seem to put it together on the field for some odd reason. Everybody kept saying that the play calling or the plays was too complicated, whatever the case may be, right? But then a good 70, 80% of those guys leave, go to the draft, and they look like great in the draft. They in the NFL. They in the NFL killing it. I would never thought I'd be saying stuff about Helms and you know.
Hey, bring up this point. With that being said, I think Henry Tall player good as hell with the Texans right now.
Dude, he is.
And I'm not no Tall fan, but I'm like, hey, he look better than he was at Alabama.
Right.
I sort of knew something, especially with DeMeco Ryans being a new head coach. They're going to talk with him in that draft room and say, hey, who are you comfortable taking? Kind of who are you looking for? Are you comfortable with this guy right here? And when they took him, I thought, he sees something we've missed, either on the coaching staff or as a fan base. We've missed something somewhere. And so far, man, he has been a solid linebacker. I feel like with room to grow, by the way. He could be a really great piece for them to build off of. Between him and Will Anderson, oh, man.
Yep. That's facts right there, bro. And even think about before he came to Alabama.
At Tennessee.
He balled at Tennessee.
He
so
did.
when he got to Alabama, it was like, why didn't we get him again? Like,
hey, bro, Rich. Eli Rich.
Man.
That one still hurts me.
I'm like, dude, he's proven. He was proven.
Yes.
At LSU. You know, he come over. I know he had a little injury or whatever, but he just one time.
Yeah, man, he was an All-American.
Right. One game you get in, he's out there playing like a madman, and we don't really see him no more. And then you go to the NFL, and he's having a great time. He's doing well.
It was crazy to me, too, because, you know, like we said, he was an All-American, and they play in the SEC West. It's not like they played a step down in competition, you know. So, you know, was it Alabama's defense was too complicated? Was we not getting the most out of our talents? Was it a combination of all of it? You know, as much as I love Freddie Roach, I love watching Freddie Roach play when he played at Alabama. I don't like talking bad about nobody because I don't think I could do a better job than any of these guys.
Nah.
That being said, how long has it been since Alabama's put a dominant defensive lineman in the NFL?
Right.
Barmore?
Yeah, that's right. And and he was dominant, but he still wasn't dominant to the dudes that we had in the past, like a Ashawn Robinson, Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne. He was dominant, but it wasn't on that level. It wasn't on that level.
I try not to compare anybody to Jonathan Allen because he was a freak, man.
Yeah, that
Like,
dude was different. You right.
dude, he
That
was
dude
built different. When I seen him jumping over linemen and hitting
Man.
quarterbacks, I was like, this guy right here, he's wired different, man.
Hey, do y'all remember the play when Ashawn Robinson did the same thing? Like he literally, they hopped the ball. It might have been a special team play, but he hopped dead over the dude, and it was a block or a tackle. But I just remember him how I was like, these dudes are different.
Y'all
You
might
might
be
telling me this dude 300 plus pounds jumping over people like a hurdle.
Y'all might be a little young for this, but that remind me of a movie back in the day called Fast Time at Ridgemont High.
Oh, I know the movie well.
Sean Penn, and it was Forrest Whitaker was the linebacker, right? And his brother is Sean Penn and took his car. He had a nice Trans Am. They took it and wrecked it, right? Right. So they brought it back and wrote the rival school did, rival school, like there was a prank the rival school did. Man, Forrest Whitaker was jumping over lava.
That's crazy.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, if I'd have been lucky enough to have a Trans Am when I was in high school, I'd have done the same thing.
That's crazy. Hey, let me get to the last and final point. Get off the field on third down like last week, and this will be on the road. So basically, get off the goddamn off the field on third downs,
right?
Because this is a road game. We don't need that extra. We don't need all that. Third down, we need to silence them on third down and shut them cowbells up. Like I did my little preview prediction. This is gonna be the death of the cowbells. Death of the cowbells right here.
Right. I agree 100%, man. Third down, get in, get out of there. Let the punt team come on, and we get back on offense. And that goes two folds. That goes one, don't give up any big plays.
Yeah.
Especially if we got them third and long. If it's third and one, maybe, I can understand a little run, they get a first down. But if we got them third 9, third 10, third, 15 or whatever, we shouldn't give up any long plays and no penalties. No penalties giving them that automatic first down. Get off the field, go get you some rest, get with your boys, whatever. Let the offense get back on the field and do what they need to do. Man.
There ain't nothing that will kill the will of a player or players more than a flag that continues or stops a good drive.
Right.
And, we've been consistently shooting ourselves in the foot for about 2.5 years now.
Mm-hmm.
But that can be corrected.
Right.
That can be corrected. But I 100% agree. Don't let them extend drives. If you get them in a third and long situation, which is 5+ yards, 3rd and 5 and up, you got to stop them and get the offense back on the field. It rests your team up on defense. But number two, it breaks the will of their offense because they start in their mind, if your drives are successful and theirs are not, they start scrambling. They start getting away from what they wanted to do. When you can make a team start getting away from their game plan, you got them beat mentally.
Right.
Make them go off the script unwillingly.
Right.
Yes.
Not because of your stupid mistakes.
Right. I agree. Okay.
But that was my keys. And now this is the part of the show I like to talk about. Cause I love this is why I love college football. We're gonna talk about some of these games that's gonna be played tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You got put up, so you can lead this. You can lead this one, man.
All right. Well, I got one tonight. Me and you talking early behind closed doors. 9 Eastern time, you guys. We got Utah, number 10, versus number 19, Oregon State. Now Utah is going to Oregon State, so I think I don't know what's going to happen. I know Utah is a great team, and I'm not really that much into Oregon State, so I can't give you much background on them. I don't really their any of their players, anything like that. I don't even know they damn coach name, to be honest with you. So let's just show you how much I care about Oregon State. But I think this can be a great game, 19 versus 10. A lot on the line for the Pac-12 because Pac-12 got a lot of ranked teams. right
They're
now.
going crazy right now. They're going crazy.
Hey, Pac-12 is going crazy right now. But the good part about it is they're going to cannibalize themselves over the next couple of weeks because they got to play each other sooner or later.
Yep.
So that's going to happen. I don't know, man. I know you deep in the football. Do you know anything about Oregon State? Do you have any ideas or thoughts on this particular game?
Well, Oregon State's got the kid from Clemson that transferred, and he's a heck of a quarterback.
Ukulele.
He's a good quarterback.
Right.
That being said, Utah's physical. They're physical like SEC teams were 5 years ago. Physical.
Right.
They're physical on both sides of the line. They'll smack you in the mouth. I mean, they've had quarterback injuries on and off all year, and it hadn't slowed them up any.
Right.
I've got to pick Utah for sure in this game.
So you go in Utah, okay?
And see, that's what me. Like, I know about DJ, and he been playing well. You know what I'm saying? But just like with Florida, I knew Utah had a lot of guys out when they played Florida, and I still pick Florida. It's because I feel like they're the more complete team overall. I feel like the guys. It's just it's the system at this point.
Right.
And I got to go with the system with Utah on this one.
Okay. I'm going with Utah as well. I ain't gonna leave me out the fold. So yeah, I'm going with Utah. And then tomorrow, like some of these games we already know what it's gonna be. So it is what it is. But we got number 6 Penn State going to Northwestern, Northwestern of Chicago there. Pretty much and I think tomorrow is a whiteout game for no, they go to Northwestern. That was last week. They going to Northwestern. But I just think pretty much Penn State gonna murder those guys. Yeah. Northwestern.
I ain't even got much to say about that one. It's Penn State.
Penn State, man.
Yeah, I mean, Penn State, they'll probably push them around by the end of the half. It's going to be a ball game, I would think. I mean, unless something really weird happens.
Right. Okay. Well, we come back to the SEC, and we got number 22 ranked Florida Gators going into Kentucky, going into Kroger Field. Kentucky is unranked right now, but Kentucky is one of those teams that any given Saturday, anything can happen. So I don't really know. I don't have a feel. Me personally, I'm going with Florida to pull this off for the win. But Kentucky can do some crazy things. So I don't know. Junior, you looking ready? You cheating on that? What you think about this?
Oh, I said it earlier, bro. I got Kentucky, bro.
You go with Kentucky? Okay.
I know Kentucky ain't really playing nobody, but they a team that I've been eyeing this all season, the whole all season.
Right.
They went and got Devin Leary. Devin Leary, like I said, wasn't the best quarterback in the ACC, but when you go get somebody like him, you get a decent quarterback with experience. Experience. Then you go get the dude Ray Davis from Vanderbilt. I said this earlier on my show. Ray Davis could play at Alabama. He could play at Georgia. That dude, he's a baller at that running back position. Right. And the wide receiver core, the sophomore wide receiver group they got, sophomores, young guys. No dude's talented. And Stoops over there, he usually provides a decent defense. He provides a decent defense over there. I know Florida have athletes. But only thing I really see out of them right now is a run game and Pearsall in the pass game.
Right.
So I don't know if they can, dial up enough run game to offset Kentucky. I don't know. I just think Kentucky will be more physical this game and come out with a win.
Okay. Man, what you got?
Man, you stole my thunder talking about Kentucky's quarterback, man. I'm right there with you. He's fundamentally sound.
Mm-hmm.
He don't make a lot of mistakes. He don't force things. And when you got a guy like that, he can beat you by being consistent. And Florida, Florida's playing pretty good ball, but I hadn't bought in yet. I just hadn't. I could be wrong. I'm wrong pretty often. But I just hadn't bought in yet. I think Kentucky gets the upset.
Okay. So,
hey, I'm gonna ask you this though, man. Is it really an upset?
No, not really, because some of these rankings right now, you know how these early season rankings go. You can throw half of them in the trash by the time the season gets 4 more games in. So, yeah, on paper, it's not an upset. According to the rankings, yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
facts. Because I look at this game as well. You know, Kentucky actually been controlling this thing last past couple years. Honestly, it feels like Florida needs to win this game more than Kentucky needs to
You're
win.
right. You absolutely right. You absolutely right about that.
I think people undersell the physicality of Kentucky's offensive line.
They do.
Mhm.
They do.
We got to go see them one day, don't we?
Yeah, we got 'em.
We got to go see them this year. Okay. All right. So then we got number 8, USC Trojans going into Boulder, Colorado to take on, Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes. I think it's going to be another game like last week against Oregon. I won't say a score prediction, but I don't think it's going to be pretty. That's just me. What you, Nick?
Well, I'm expecting Coach Prime to look a little bit more. I'm expecting him to look a little more better, but USC finna go crazy. In my opinion, more better what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in my opinion, I think USC finna go crazy. Caleb Downs and them boys finna go run wild on them, man.
Okay. Van, what do you think about that one?
Man, I got all the respect in the world for Deion Sanders. I love what he's doing. Talking about him trying to bring in Warren Sapp for the defensive line, man, that is so cool to me. I loved watching Warren Sapp growing up. And if I was a good defensive lineman coming out of high school and could go play for Warren Sapp, you better believe I'd take the opportunity. But that being said, it's his first year. They're all new players. I'm already impressed with what he's done. But USC's offensive firepower, they ain't got nothing to stop it, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. That defense ain't. Yeah. So we all on the same page on that one. Then we have the number 1 ranked Georgia Bulldogs going down into Auburn, Jordan Hare Stadium, or Jordan Hare, depending on who you ask, to take on them War Chicken Cats. So, Auburn's little brother, and last week wasn't a good week for him, man. They were laughing at us about our quarterback situation, but their quarterback situation is dire straight right now, bro. I don't know Robbie Ashford or the other guy. What's that guy named Thorne?
Hey, Thorne.
It's not looking good regardless, and I don't know unless some of that Jordan Hare voodoo stuff happens. And some voodoo stuff happened. Them chicken cat got some bone buried down there somewhere. I don't see Auburn beating. I don't see Auburn beating Georgia, man. I don't see it happening. Nick, what you think, sir?
It's one of them things. Quarterback situation.
Right.
Guys, I know we don't have the best quarterback situation, but we see ours and grow more than from what we seen those two guys. The offense looked like at one moment it looked better with Robbie Ashford, but I'm pretty sure that is not how you want to attack Georgia.
Nope.
With just depending on Robbie Ashford to do this thing.
Right.
But at the same time, I seen Pay Thorne miss so many wide open throws that could have been touchdowns. And if you do that against Georgia, them boys are gonna be taking it to the house on the defense
exactly
all day.
Dude, I was watching that game last week, and he was just. I'm like, what are you talking about?
I
was Man, your take, sir?
Man, I'd love to come on here and pull Lee Corso and say not so fast, but no, man. First of all, I'm gonna have a hard time picking Auburn anyways. That's just not how I'm wired. But number 2, man, Georgia's fundamentally sound. I know a lot of people talking bad about their quarterback, but he hadn't had to be in a situation yet where he's really had to step his game up and prove it yet. So I'm not writing the kid off. I think he's a solid quarterback, and he's going to get better with time. Georgia's fundamentally sound. We know what kind of athletes they have. Auburn, they can't get a hot hand if they keep swapping quarterbacks out. That's what I got so mad about in the USF Alabama game. You know, you keep pulling guys, and you get no rhythm.
Right.
The receivers can't get used to what they do, and you'll never establish yourself when you keep changing quarterbacks like that. And you go in there and do that against Georgia, they'll sweep the leg and put you in a body bag before the first half's over. So, yeah, Georgia big.
And see, what I was saying about Georgia, I said this earlier as well. And I said Georgia's in the same boat as Alabama. And some Georgia fans will be like, the hell we are. And what I mean is, for them, this season is going to be about growth themselves. I mean, they can go 15-0 and win the national championship, but still, it's going to be about growth for them. Because you still talking about Carson Beck. He's, you know what I'm saying, first-year starter. Like, this is his first year playing meaningful snaps. So, therefore, even with a new OC, you gotta grow with it. You gotta grow. Do I think they will continue to grow? I do think they could continue to grow and end up being who they expect them to be. But it's gonna be about growth, and I'm like Van with this. You can't write him off yet. Like I ain't no way in the world I'll write him off yet. Cause listen, he winning you games. He might be getting to a slow start. But hey, is it him or is it because of the injuries that Georgia may have right now? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, exactly. So Georgia
for the big win said they got a few starters coming back tomorrow too. So that might be a big difference.
Yep. Exactly. So Georgia with the go ahead. Nick.
I was gonna say, even with this game, if you want to just stretch and prove or something, all right, you can say slow start versus a decent defense with Auburn, and they're just pulling something from nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Doing magic right now. And I don't think none of that gonna really matter tomorrow, bro. Georgia finna crush these guys in this class, the South oldest classic right now.
Georgia man. Hugh Freeze could have a black cat too, a couple Mojo Bones, and 3 or 4 voodoo dolls, and I don't think he's shutting down Georgia, man.
Nah.
That's a machine.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, well, we'll move along. Do we have a upset alert on this game? We got the number 24 Kansas Jayhawks, but they're going into Austin, Texas.
Yeah,
take on those Texas Longhorns who are sitting at number 3 right now. Kansas is a team that's known to up. Kansas is one of those teams that beat people that they don't supposed to beat. They just kind of come in sometime and they like a Purdue. If Purdue come in and just beat, so you're like, y'all lost to Purdue. How did you lose to Purdue? And they just had that type of game, and then they go lay an egg for the rest of the season. So, will Kansas come in tomorrow? I mean, they're 24. They're 1 away from 25. So, they're high on the list, but they are ranked. Will they come into Austin tomorrow and upset Steve Sarkisian and the Texas Longhorn? I'm hoping they do. This is me and my selfishness and my pettiness for them beating Alabama. I hope they beat that out of them, but I don't think they will, man. I don't think they will beat them in Texas, man. The Texas they on the roll right now, man. They got all the confidence in the world, and hey, man, they playing some good ball. So I think Texas is gonna pull this one out. Might be an interesting game though, but I think Texas will pull this one out. I'm gonna go over to you, Nick.
Bah. Upset alert. Upset. Shout out to Coach Jonathan Wallace. That's my first cousin, the running backs coach from Kansas. Of course I'm going with Kansas. But not just because of the bias. Listen, Kansas been looking like Kansas Nah, that's too much. I was about to say basketball team, but Kansas has been playing football, I can say. Last 3 years, Kansas football has looked very different.
Right.
3 years ago, not last year, but season before that, they beat Texas. Fairly new Sarkisian's team. I get that. But this year, coming in the season, they just came off a win. Did they beat Arkansas? I know they took Arkansas to the wild, whatever it was, in that bowl game.
Right.
This season, I believe they come in with the same momentum. Their quarterback decent. Their running back is good. He was 1,000-yard rusher last season. And they beat BYU. Some people be like, duh, it was BYU. BYU been playing good football.
Man,
like,
BYU
you can't discredit that, bro. They've been playing good football. So I think that was a decent win for them. I think they mollywopped Illinois this season. It was Illinois, but they supposed to have a decent defense, but whatever. But I got Kansas, man. I got Kansas.
Okay.
And yes, it's a lot of bias because my cousin is a running back coach. Shout out to Dr. Wallace.
Okay. Van?
Man, I'm pulling for Kansas because your cousin's a coach there, man. And, you know, that being said, I don't think this is a Texas team we've seen in a while. I've been watching them. Their offensive line didn't look great to start with. They're gelling. Their defense is starting to attack people. I think they have their eye on the prize this year. I don't think they let their foot off against Kansas like they would in the past.
Right. Okay. So you going with Texas?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we'll move on. And we all know how this game gonna pan out. We got number 2 Michigan going into Nebraska.
Michigan.
I'm not picking Nebraska. I'm just saying Nebraska. It's Nebraska. Yeah. Michigan gonna beat out Nebraska.
Yep.
Dan?
Yeah, Michigan will push Nebraska around. I'm not sold on Michigan by any stretch.
Me neither.
But Nebraska's not there, man. They're a couple of years away. I don't want to take anything away from Matt Rule. I respect what he can do as a coach, but they ain't there yet.
Okay. Then the next game we got coming up is another one. Missouri versus Vanderbilt. Even though Missouri is ranked, they're number 23. But Missouri.
If this was a spelling bee contest, I'd pick Vanderbilt. But it's not. And Missouri, man, that's a team that's improving. They're young, too. They're on their way. I mean, they're not there yet, but they're on the way. I respect how they're getting their wins right now, and I respect how their coach is doing it. And they're making some noise in the recruiting world right now, too.
Yeah.
So, I think Missouri wins this ball game. Yes, sir.
Okay.
That dude Luther Burden the truth, too, man.
Yes.
Okay. Then we got number 13 LSU going into Ole Miss to play Lane Kiffin and them Land Sharks. So Kiffin, they're coming off a loss to Alabama. They're at home. So they got a chip on their shoulder. They got a lot to prove. They got to, they're trying to keep their season alive. So I think they will be playing with everything they have. I think they'll be playing with heart. I think they're gonna, they're throwing everything at this game. LSU seem to be gelling a little bit as the weeks go by. I'm not 100% completely sold on LSU right yet, but tomorrow game will let me know where they stand. To be honest with you guys, I don't know how to call this one. I'm gonna go, Nick. What do you think?
LSU Ole Miss. Again, this is why I love college football, because of these games. This is why I love college football.
Right.
I see it. Can it be a potential shootout? Can Ole Miss be looking to bounce back from 10 points last week? LSU. What I see from LSU is Malik Neighbors, Bryant Thomas, Jaden Daniels.
Right.
They haven't shown me much of a run game.
Right.
They haven't had the running backs of LSU pads.
Right.
And basically, the defensive plays is kind of the same to me as from Ole Miss. You know what I'm saying? Right. I mean, they got some solid. They got solid line. Mason Taylor, Mason Smith, the other guy I can't think of his name, but they got decent pieces. Though. They got some good pieces. I'm gonna say good pieces. But I think this can be a potential upset. Well, yeah, upset. I think this can be Ole Miss can beat these guys, man.
Okay, Van.
Yeah, these are the kind of games you look forward to. You know, besides Alabama's game, of course, I'm not going to miss it, but I'm looking forward to seeing this game. Right. And I'm gonna go the opposite direction. I think Jaden Daniels does enough to get by Ole Miss. I think LSU's a team that if they start to come together, they have the athletes to play anybody. And I mean, the same can be said for Ole Miss, you know. But I feel like LSU, if they can find a run game, LSU will be dangerous.
Yeah, fact.
They'd be a dangerous team to play against. They already are. I mean, let's be honest. They've got some amazing athletes on their team. Yep. But if they can get a run game going, look out. LSU will be a problem for everybody going forward. So I actually think this is a game where they start to build something. I'll take them in a close win over Ole Miss.
Okay.
I still ain't picked yet. I don't know, man. I'm leaning toward upset a little bit. I'm thinking that Lane is fighting for everything. You know, everything's on the line right now, man. He can't seem to get over that hump. You know, we know he's a great coach, great offensive mind, and if he loses this game, it's over. It's a done deal as far as the season goes, as far as, you know, SEC championship, you know, so it's, you know, I think they're gonna lay it out there, man, and they just might slip up and potentially upset LSU. So that's what I'm going. We will see. I'm not like 100% solid on that, but we'll see. All right.
Hey,
go ahead. What you gonna say, Nick?
What y'all say? Lane Kiffin is under pressure this game, and I don't even really know what I'm trying to say, but there's a lot of pressure on him this game to win.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it is.
I feel like he's not necessarily proved himself enough in big time games, and right. I think the pressure will start to mount a little bit on him if they lose this ball game.
Right, because you ain't never hear. How long he been at Ole Miss? What, about 3 years, 4 years?
4?
I think.
I want to say I think it's 4, but you know, you never win the West. You know, to make it to the championship with the SEC. So, I think it will be some pressure on them. I think the seat will start to get a little warm. You know, if they go out and lose this game. So I don't know who will replace him, you know, who they be looking at, but yeah, I think it'll start to get a little warm for him.
Yeah.
Then we got Oregon, number 9, playing Stanford. Oregon's gonna win.
Yep, Oregon.
I see no way Stanford beating Oregon at all.
If they bring guns to the game, they got a great chance.
I don't even know if it happens for them then, man.
And look, man, the great chance I was talking about was scoring a touchdown, not even winning.
So, Oregon, I guess we all going for Oregon on this one. Then we got Iowa State going into Oklahoma. Iowa State is unranked. Oklahoma sits at number 14. Oklahoma at home.
Yeah. It's conference play, but yeah, Oklahoma.
I think it might be a little closer than the experts think. Oklahoma's building something. They're another team that is tearing it up right now in recruiting.
Right.
They got a great staff. Their fans need to be patient. But yeah, I think Oklahoma wins, but I think it'll be closer than a lot of people think it will be.
Okay. Hey, I'm gonna ask y'all this because Justin asked this question, and this for next week. Oklahoma and Texas. Who y'all got right now?
Texas.
I got Texas.
Texas. Yep.
That's one of them games that anything goes, man.
Definitely.
That Red River rivalry, whatever they call that damn thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's any kind.
Oh, we about to get another good rivalry in the SEC, huh?
It sure is.
Man, how about the
Pac-12? How we gonna do it, but
how about the Pac-12 showing up this year in their last year?
Hey, I know, right?
Yeah. Hey, man, they showing up.
We're gonna make a statement before we leave.
Eric D had a good comment about the Ole Miss. He said Ole Miss still has to play Georgia, so they will fight this LSU game. They will fight, So he has a point. I forgot that Ole Miss played Georgia this year. So, all right, move on to the next one. South Carolina goes into Neyland Stadium to play the 21 ranked.
Y'all see this, right? He showed up right in time. What's up, Tim?
To play the number 21 ranked Tennessee Vols. So, the Vols got revenge on their mind from last season when they went to Columbia and South Carolina ran out of fireworks for them. They had to start making fireworks down. They ran out. They scored a bit touchdown. Boom! So do you think that South Carolina can pull off an upset in Neyland Stadium, or Tennessee is gonna, go ahead and do what they need to do on this particular game tomorrow? What do you think, Nick?
Hey, my man Eric D just said Tennessee is going to return the favor to the Cox. I think Tennessee gets them in Neyland Stadium, man.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, with that being said,
Spencer
Rattler is about to they about to make a push, but I got Tennessee, bro.
Tennessee. Man,
it's so hard to pick South Carolina games. You don't know who's going to show up from week to week. Spencer Rattler can look like a top 5 quarterback one week, and the next week you don't even hear him mentioned.
Right.
The thing about Tennessee that everybody forgets last year, they had a lot of injuries going into that ball game, and they had an amazing offensive line last year that they don't have this year.
Right.
And can South Carolina be the one to test that offensive line? I don't know. I think Tennessee gets revenge this year. It's not that I think Tennessee's the best team in the East by any stretch, but they're a good football team, and I think a lot of things came to factor last year. They got punched in the mouth early. They couldn't respond. They had guys missing. I don't think that happens this year.
Okay. And I'm going with Tennessee myself. And Tim Norman, just one request for you, sir. If you guys beat South Carolina, don't tear down the goal post, bro. Maybe GoFundMe. Get a new goal post. Don't tear down the goal post, bro. Okay. All right, so we're gonna move on from 10 in South Carolina, and we're going to the ACC. We got number 11 Notre Dame, however you pronounce them, or Dom, going into number 7. Duke is 17, man. Duke is sitting at the 17 spot. So, do we think that Notre Dame, they're coming off of a loss last week to Ohio State at home? So, they're licking their wounds. Do you think that Notre Dame will come in and get some get back and put it on Duke, or you think Duke will put an upset? If Duke win, boy, there's 2 upsets this year for them. Duke will be riding high. So do you think that Duke will, can put an upset and beat Notre Dame, or Notre Dame is going to bounce back and, get back on track and go in there and handle business in North Carolina.
Okay, me personally,
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of talk about this game, Duke. The Vanilla Vic, y'all been hearing about that? The Vanilla Vic, calling dude the Vanilla Vic, whatever,
Yeah.
the quarterback. Yeah, I think that story comes to an end tomorrow. Sam Hartman is gonna be looking for revenge from last week because they had that game. But the last 2 plays of the game, you got 10 men on the field. Somebody needs to be fired because there should be somebody on the sideline to be like, listen, we got 10 men out there. Call a timeout. Let's get this other guy out there, man. Come on. But I think Notre Dame will put it in Duke this week.
Ah, man, how do I follow that up? Man, you know,
Thanks, Tim. Thanks, man.
here's the thing. Like, I can't believe I'm doing this. My dad would have been so mad at me, but I'm gonna give Notre Dame some credit. I think they got it right with their head coach. I think Marcus Williams is a great coach. I think he's still building. They're not an elite team yet, but they're getting there. And yeah, I think they end this Cinderella Duke story tomorrow.
Yeah, I think. Oh, Eric D told me that was out of timeouts, but I get that. I get that for the first one, but for the second one, you get somebody out there on that field.
Right. And I'm with you guys. Notre Dame for the win tomorrow. Get back on track and Duke, it was a nice thing, but it is what it is. Of course, we got Alabama versus Mississippi State. Alabama, I ain't know you talking about this. That's right. Sweet home, baby. Alabama.
That's right.
No mistakes. Man, I already know you going for Alabama.
Oh yeah, but I think this is the game that we start to build off of the success of last week, and we start seeing what we've expected from Alabama all year long. And yeah, I mean Alabama, and I think Alabama big.
Right.
Yeah, and somebody asked me, would this be a statement win? I said, depending on the facts, I say a statement win because I feel like this is the game we start looking more consistent. I feel like this is the game we get more consistent. So just beating Mississippi, no, it's not a statement win. But for how we look, yes, I think it's a statement for Alabama on how we looking going forward into the season.
Right.
100% facts. It's not just winning; it's how you win.
How you win, right? Playing full quarters of ball and not a half. And doing all the right things all 4 quarters. So that would be the statement.
Justin said 42-6. Let's get it, baby.
Let's go.
Oh yeah, Coach Dude had gave me a prediction. He said this is the game Miro has 350 total yards.
Oh,
okay. We'll see. Let's see.
I'd love to see it.
I would listen. I would be ecstatic if those stats come out. Then we got Pac-12. Y'all doing it, man. Pac-12. Y'all hear the numbers I'm calling for the Pac-12? Number 7, Washington. Number 7, Washington. Washington at number 7. What world are we living in, man? Washington at number 7. This is crazy, yo. This is real crazy. But number 7, Washington, go to Arizona. Washington all day, man. That Penix, that dog quarterback, he will go in there and hold a clinic on Arizona tomorrow, man. I'm sorry. Washington all day. All day.
Listen, people thought I was crazy last season. At the end of the season, I said, Penix that guy. And this is me off camera talking to, other casual football fans. I'd be like, man, Washington don't be playing no football, bro. I said, you're not watching football for you to say that, bro. I said, you can't say you're a football head and you don't know really Washington. I told people, look it up. Michael Penix Jr. had Heisman finalist numbers last season.
Sure did.
I'm not Heisman number, Heisman finalist numbers.
Right.
Dude balled out. Y'all still don't believe me? I'm gonna come out here this year. I'm gonna throw for 400. I'm gonna run it back. I'm gonna come out with another 3. Dude finna have another 350 plus game, bro.
Yeah.
Dude going crazy. And I'm saying this now. That is my dark horse playoff Pac-12 team.
Okay.
I love that pick, man. I love that pick. I've been watching him too. I watched him last year. I've been telling everybody about this guy. I did the same thing. First time I seen Josh Allen at Wyoming, you know, the team around him wasn't that great, but you could see the talent the guy had. But Michael Penix Jr., man, he's something else. And you could see him make a couple of bad throws and turn it around. Like, you know, if his feet aren't set in the second half, they are. Like, this guy, he's got it mentally and he's got it physically, man. This is going to be a heck of a quarterback for years to come. I can't wait to watch him on Sundays.
Yep.
No. So we all going Washington. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And then the last game really don't need to be mentioned, but I'm going to mention them. And I'm surprised. Fresno State is number 25.
What time they play? 2:00.
Fresno State
in the morning.
They play at 10:30 p.m. tomorrow. Our time, being your time.
Oh
wow.
They play Nevada, and I'm going Fresno State. You know, I mean, yeah, I'm going Fresno State. I ain't watch them, but I'm going Fresno State.
Yeah, I'm going Fresno State just because I hear their name mostly in college football than Nevadas.
Right.
Yeah, I'm picking Fresno State too. They actually have a sneaky good wide receiver core. They got a pretty good decision maker at quarterback. He don't have an all-world arm, but he can win ball games, especially against, you know, I'm not throwing Nevada under the bus, but I don't think they're in the same class with Fresno State right now, not this season. So yeah, definitely Fresno State.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So we were talking about the Pac-12. Right now, Pac-12. They have at number 10, Utah. Number 9, Oregon. Number 8, USC. And number 7, Washington. Washington's leading the Pac-12 at number 7 in the rankings so far. Now, we know rankings go back and forth. So right now, they got 4 teams sitting at the top 10. In the top 10. There's going to be some cannibalization, y'all. Because they got to play each other. So there's going to be some cannibalization. So that's going to knock out 2 teams at least. You know, 2-3 teams at least. At the end of the conversation, well, you just said one team. You said your dog horse. I said, who do you see standing in the top 10 or anybody in the top 4 out of the Pac-12 at the end of the season? Utah, Oregon, USC, and Washington.
I got Washington.
You got Washington. Okay. Anybody else in there, or just Washington gonna be standing alone?
I can't knock out Utah.
Okay. Van?
Man, this being the last year of the Pac-12 as we know it, I could see if those teams finish with pretty good records, I could see them picking 2 teams to go to the playoffs, especially the last year, because they've not necessarily had good representation over the last few years in the playoff. You know, they've been absent several times. I think USC may be the weakest of this group, and a lot of people won't say that. Caleb Williams is a great quarterback. I'm taking nothing away from the man. I don't think their defense is good enough. I don't think their defense is good enough to win big games or big playoff team. I actually think Oregon may be the best team out of this group, man. I see something different out of Oregon. They look focused.
They do. I agree. I agree with that. I agree 300%.
Okay. So there's 4 teams in the top 10. We're going to the Big Ten. The Big Ten has number 2, Michigan, number 4, Ohio State, and number 6, which is Penn State. Now they're gonna have to play each other. Now I see Penn State falling in. You know, I don't really see them beating Ohio State, anybody, but I don't know. It can go either way. Who do you think out of these three teams will be the last man standing, if anybody?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now. I think Penn State can beat Ohio State this season.
Think so?
But
Okay.
I don't think they beat Michigan this season.
You don't think they beat Michigan? But
I
you
think it'll
they
be a good game. I think it'll be a close game. But I think in the end they'll probably out physical Penn State.
Okay. So you see Michigan really being the long holdout when everything's said and done.
Yeah.
Okay. Van?
Man, it's so, I'm not a fan of them, but it's hard to pick against Ohio State because of the playmakers they have. But I don't think they got the quarterback to highlight those playmakers necessarily, because Marvin Harrison Jr. is a dog, man. Like, he's a killer. He can, with the right quarterback situation, he can take a team down. I've seen him do it. But that being said, man, Penn State's kind of doing it old school a little bit. I've been seeing them do some power T formations. They've been pushing some people around in the red zone. And them and Michigan's going to be interesting this year. It's hard to pick against Michigan, but I might take Penn State to win the Big Ten this year.
I think Franklin might do it this year, huh? Okay.
I mean, like you just said, man, both of them playing physical, bro. Penn State playing physical this year, bro.
And I think that puts them ahead of Ohio State.
Yeah. And I'm with you with the Ohio State thing. I don't think they have they got the wide receiver group. They got a running back. They just don't have the quarterback to separate them like they usually do in the past.
Agreed, 100%.
And so we have one Big 12 school, which is Texas, sitting at number 3. And I think they'll stay right where they are. I don't think they'll fall out the top 4. Unless something crazy happens. I don't know if they go.
About to happen in a week, man. What you talking about, bro?
So, okay. So if let's say Kansas come in and win, right? What do you think Texas will fall to? Because they gonna fall. Because Kansas is 24.
Losing to a top 25 team, though, they may not fall as far as we think.
I said they're probably good about number 9.
Beating Alabama looks good for them rankings, though.
Yeah.
I said they might go number 9.
And they're still going to win the conference.
Okay. Then we have one ACC team, which is Florida State. I don't know if anybody in the ACC can beat them right now. I don't know.
I don't know, man. Like Clemson, you kind of expected to be a little bit closer, maybe, because they do still have a lot of talent there. I don't know exactly what's going on, but Clemson still got a lot of talent. But that Boston College game kind of opened my eyes a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know that Florida State's necessarily ready to be a big dog yet.
Even the Clemson game, too, man.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
But who left on their schedule, though? I don't know who left on their schedule.
Yeah, I can't claim it either. I don't know their schedule by heart, but somebody could trip them.
So they have a bye week this week, right? Next Saturday they play Florida State. I mean, not Florida State. They play Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech, sorry.
Oh, Eric DJ brought up Miami.
Oh, Miami's a good point.
Okay, so they got Virginia Tech, Syracuse, Duke, number 17 Duke. They got Wake Forest, Pittsburgh, and Miami.
I mean, on paper, the more likely would be Miami or Duke, and I'm not going to call that quarterback Vanilla Vic because I was a teenager when Vic first come around, dude, and that's why I ain't doing it. Vic was a game changer. But after seeing them against the last 2 weeks, I don't know, man. Florida State don't look like that top 4 dominant team that they started out looking like.
Right. In the last game, of course, is the Florida versus Florida State in-state rivalry. But I'm talking about ACC team that can, mess the game up. So I don't know. And we have, one SEC team in the top 10, which is Georgia. So, but it's just week 5, so there's a lot of football to be played. Things gonna change as the weeks go by, and we just have to win convincingly. As Alabama, we have to win convincingly. We can't go in there with them like University of South Florida type games. That game made us fall 3 spots because we were 10. Right, the week before, after losing to Texas, we went to number 10, and then that crazy miss that happened in Florida, University of South Florida, that knocked us back 3 spots to 13. Now we're back up to 12. So we go in and beat Mississippi State convincingly. It may knock us up to 11 or maybe even 10, and we keep it going. We will see. If the other teams lose, we will see ourselves move up, but we have to take it one game at a time.
Facts. I'm with you on that, man. Like, people been asking me about SEC still. I told them I can't focus on SEC. I can't focus on the SEC. I'm focusing on Mississippi State, then Texas A&M, then whoever next.
Right.
I know this team is about, like, we put a lot of expectations on this team this year, and that's what we do as Bama, because we seen a lot of Bama over the years, and now the expectations is that. But sometimes we gotta remember these are young guys, these are young men, and still gotta get the flow of the game. And so with them, like we've been saying, it's growth. It's growth. Do I think they grow into be what we think they can be? Whether it's this year or next year, yes, I do think the Alabama team will grow into what we want it to be, but we got to take it one game at a time. Let's get better each game, and we can eventually get to what we want to get to, because none of the goals are off the table for us. Right. SEC championship, SEC West, SEC championship, playoffs, and national championship. All the goals are still there. We just got to dang on, as a team, do what we need to do. Team and coaching staff do what we need to do to improve.
Hey, man, Waylon on there smoking on them south of the border cigarettes.
Yeah, I see him.
He said Georgia loses tomorrow to my Auburn.
Man.
Hey, I guess when you're the god for the SEC, you can do anything you want to do.
Waylon, you've been in the shop sniffing too many of them carbon monoxide fumes, brother.
Steven Hill said blasphemy.
Anyway, man. So, man, we done gone an hour and 38 minutes, bro.
Yeah.
It don't seem like it's been that long though.
Nah, man, this been a a good one. I think the other night when I did the Ole Miss and LSU was a good one, but this is up there with that one to me, man. I like it this night, man.
Man, I love that show you did the other night, LSU and Ole Miss. I don't know the two guys that were on there talking about their prospective teams, but man, they did a good job. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, appreciate it. That's why I try to get them on, man, because I like to get people on that really, dialed in or what I'm trying to talk about,
Right.
Yes, sir.
It's all about football, baby.
Yes, sir. Like, I'm a Bama fan, die hard Bama fan, but I love football too much to respect any other team when they're doing what they got to do. And like I said, the other games is the reason why I love college football so much, because I can watch that game, kick my feet back, relax, and just watch that as a fan, and not be like a Bama game. I'm so tensed up and all that cussing.
Right.
I'm having all these different move swings. I'm mad. Then I'm like, oh, they suck. I'm okay with it. I just know they suck. Then I get mad again, and I'm like, yes, Bama.
Dude.
Man, I got so mad. I got so mad in the Ole Miss game in the first half. Then I got mad at myself in the second half for getting that mad. I was like, you shouldn't have gave up on them so quick.
Dude, I'll tell you, hey, man, these last 2-3 years, bro, us Bama fans been like manic depressants, bro.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Bro. We had mood swings, different personalities. We all know what's going on, bro.
But I'm right there with you, Nick Saban Jr. I love the game of football so much. And when it's not Alabama, you can sit there and enjoy it and analyze
Yep.
it for what it is and see the chess matches between the coaches and the players. And yeah, man, I love me some football.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, shoot, man.
So y'all, this almost been a 2-hour show, God.
Man, it's been a good one.
I gotta start going in this kitchen and I start prepping. I'm gonna goddamn do me some meatballs, pasta salad, buffalo chicken dip, deviled eggs. So I'm gonna go ahead and start prepping tomorrow.
Okay, I'll be down there. I'll be down there.
Respect me early.
Got more than enough.
Shoot, 85 South, here I come, baby.
I told you.
Come on, man. Let's go, bro.
Man, he had me at meatballs. I didn't even care about the rest, but the rest is the bonus.
But yeah, appreciate y'all for coming on.
No doubt.
Hey, man, it's been a blast. I loved it.
Yes, sir. And everybody in chat, man, I appreciate y'all so much, man. I appreciate y'all so much, man. Giving me the opportunity to let this crazy boy get out here and talk about Alabama football. Sometimes I know what I'm talking about. Sometimes I may not. Sometimes you may agree, may disagree. But hey, in the end, I just love talking football. And believe me, I'm open to all opinions. So, baby, give it to me. Give it to me whenever. But with that being said, salute to everybody. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, people.
Roll Tide.
And we out.